There we go, we're back. We're back. How much have we missed? Oh no! I'm so sorry everybody for the internet troubles. Sweet Pea was definitely too much for people to handle. The internet can only handle so much adorableness in one fell swoop. But it looks like we are back now. Fingers crossed. So what we were doing here, we were just speaking with Brother Mathayu, and it looks like we have a chance to get the money that we were hoping to get to pay the rent in advance. This isn't part of the agreement you made with Father Gurno. Thank you for the welcome back, Tutor. I hope you guys didn't miss too much. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before. Oh, I think I need to sneeze. Not yet. It's coming, but it's not there yet. Oh, we'll get it. I only have a few pages left, Brother Mathayu. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway. His face is so unreadable as well. The glasses do not help. Then I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. This abbey runs from mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble not only for Kearsor, but for Tassing as well. I think we're going to push it. Is that why Father Abbot has increased the taxes on the Gurtners? What is this about, Andreas? No, we're not going to lie. I would like to help the Gurners pay their taxes to the Abbey. I think we need to be upfront and be honest. The Gurtners have asked me for their rent early so they can pay their taxes to the Abbey. I would not have expected Peter Gurtner, of all people, to beg a lodger for help. His wife asked me. Yeah, so if he knows that Clara asked us, that might... That must have been difficult for her. That's such a human reaction. I'm sorry, Andreas. If you seek remedy to the Gurtner situation, plead your case to Father Gurno. The matter is pressing, Brother Mathayu. In the name of Christian charity, isn't there anything you can do? Okay, so we actually get to persuade him here successfully by the looks of it, because we made these choices. Made friendly inquiry about the sacristy, and admitted Cloras out. So because we were honest and cordial, we are able to persuade him to get the money and offer relief to the Gurtners. That's a big deal. Very well. Do not ask this of me again, Andreas Mailer. Mathayu is a good guy. I already can say I like the fella. He's doing good by people. He's going against his better judgment to help others. That really is embodying the spirit of charity. Here you are. I shall note this with Father Gurno and Prior Ferric. Thank you, Brother Mathayu. God bless you, Andreas. Thank you. I mean, that's a big deal. Alright, now I've got my payment. I can give Clara the rent early. Yes, we will. No, we're not going to slam it down on the table. That could cause a problem with her and Peter. We're going to give it to her directly to make sure she receives it. Now, first question, did people see me speaking with Rudiger before the stream started going spunky? Because if so, know that we had a lovely conversation with this gentle giant. He was speaking about how his voice is recovered from Easter Mass. And there was some light banter about how Christ gave his all on Easter, so how could he not himself? Oh, wow. The view from up here must be spectacular. It's pretty interesting that we can actually just get free reign of the place. It's a bit tricky, but as you can see again, this game, beautiful. Flipping the pages of a manuscript every time we make a decision. Well, the foundations of the abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. That ties in again to Saint Moritz being an Egyptian Roman commander. These tomb markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the abbey. Abbot Dietrich, from the height of Kearsl's power in the 14th century. Those days have long since passed. Well, we can investigate. A lovely relief of the Virgin and the Child. Shame it's hidden down here. We can interact with it. That was it. Find the secret door in the library. We just got an achievement. Now what? A secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. Okay, secrets galore. This game's already setting up so many interesting potential moments. And the mystery part hasn't even happened yet. Alright, let's keep exploring. Upper Abbey. I think the Upper Abbey is just out front. Yeah, it is. Okay. So this way we go into the cloister. Let's go into the infirmary and see if there's a individual to talk to. Yes, there is. Saint Luke, the patron of artists, is also the patron of healers. It makes sense then that we would have studied medicine, given that we're an artist, but we used to be a healer. So Saint Luke has always been our personal patron. And, well, my name is Luke, so fuck it, we made the right calls for Andreas. God bless you, Andreas. And Brother Florian, how are you? He looks badass. Eye patches always look sick. The brothers and sisters are well, so I am well, thank God. So he's the healer of the abbey, okay. Andreas, have you spoken to Klaus Drucker lately? Yes, quite recently. Why? I believe he may be receiving a medical text from Bologna soon. I'm quite interested in it. Salagher l'Italiano? Are we asking him if he speaks Italian? Oh, can you read Italian? Ah, no, little Italian, and my Latin is not as good as I would like. I was hoping Brother Piero could help me with it, if he has the time. Piero seems to be one hell of a guy. I'm sure he will make time. He is a patient teacher. That he is. I will see you later, Andreas. Until then. Most of these medicines were made by Agnes Steinoren, with some help from Sister Gertrude. So, I can't pronounce that last name proper. Again, Germanic names never come out of my tongue proper. So, that's the wife of the stonemason. The Monastery Aquarium, that's where we just came through. We can go out to the large garden. First of all, let's go into the courtyard and the lavatorium. Oh, look at the stained glass window that's up there. That is beautiful. It's interesting they've highlighted that this is built upon Roman foundations, because it's very clearly Roman. Even the lavatorium here harkens back to the architecture used in ancient aqueducts. I think we saw an aqueduct on the way up. I think that will come back into play at some point, but we haven't seen it yet, so we'll have to wait and see. Also, those trees and bushes, again, with the religious symbolism. Does that not look like a... I can't remember what the specific name for those candles you see in Jewish faith are, but it looks like that. Sabbat. Sabbat's drawn with a completely different art style. Where are you from? You're definitely not European. Fair play to you. God give you health, Master Mailer. Brother Sabbat, I'm surprised to see you still here. Hanukkah. Isn't Hanukkah Jewish Christmas? Again, it's highlighting the ignorance I have around the practices of that particular faith. As am I, but I will be leaving soon. Returning to Rome. Oh, he's from Rome. He's Roman? I and my bishop regret that we could not reciprocate Father Rudolph's generosity earlier. Rodolph, not Rudolph. It's okay, Tutu, I don't know either. It's okay not to know. He showed much kindness to our priests at the Council of Constance many, many years ago. A meeting of bishops that took place, oh wow, literally a century ago. Diocese of Constance to end the papal schism. So is this a rejoining of the separate branches of the church that happened during the collapse of the Roman Empire between the East and West? It was also notable for the condemnation and capture of the Bohemian theologian Janus. Johannes? Will you remain in Rome? That's a fair question. That is up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. You should. He's Ethiopian, is he? You should travel to Ethiopia, Master Mela, and see the highlands. God has blessed my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to, someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you are ever in Rome, I may still be around. I've only ever made it as far south as Florence, but I'd like to see Rome. So Florence is northern Italy. South of Venice, where the peninsula really starts to come into its own. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like these, but I have had kind words with the baker and his wife. Oh yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. They're the ones that made the rye that we're going to be eating. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. Do you not eat here with the brothers? That's actually a good question. Yes, but I am a guest and not bound by the rule, as they are. Father Gurno kindly allows me to come and go as I need to. That's actually very kind. No racism in this story. Lovely. Lovely change from Life is Strange 2's depiction of it, which was just overly aggressive morons attacking anyone that wasn't white on sight. Which isn't how racism goes. I mean, yeah, it can happen, but not to that extent. And thankfully, it's not happening here in Pentiment. We love to see it. Then I will make time for you in the next few days. I do not know what work the Abbey has in store for me, but I may be able to spare some time. Let's not promise. If you are unable to, it is no trouble. God give you health, Andreas. Sabat, thank you for understanding. Okay, so this takes us to the church. Yep, okay. Back to the cloister. Dormitory. What's in the dormitory? So this is, yeah, to be expected. So this is how they all sleep. Just in the same room with one another. That must be difficult and challenging at times. Okay, I don't want to go into the scriptorium yet. Because that's where we're supposed to be heading. I want to explore and get as much as we can out of this place. So this is the Prior's house. What's this? A Volvo? What is this? I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? I actually... Okay. This is bringing back certain memories I had from the time I tried playing this game before. This is important for some reason, but I don't know why. 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Greek, Latin, and elemental symbols. It's obvious someone with occult interests fashioned this. A quarter turn of the upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc, and that reveals a different set of letters underneath. I wonder what it's for. A cipher of some sort? I need to investigate more. This has to be connected to something else around here. So already, something rather spicy has been discovered in the Prior's house. That is going to be important later for some reason. I can't say why, because I cannot remember yet. But I have no doubt something will trigger my memory. A monument to the founder of the Abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. It's quite interesting. It's quite a nice monument. What's this? The apple trees have only started to bloom. It will be months before they bear fruit. So that tells us a bit about the time of year. Spring is when apple trees bloom, if I remember correctly. Okay, kitchen and cellar. Oh, it's these. Sorry. Oh, who's this? Lucas, my patron saint. Hello, Andreas. Oh, I like his writing. A bit less practiced and improper compared to the other scripts we see when the father speaks. How goes it in the kitchen? Is brother what? Oh, pronunciation's going to be tricky here. Woslav? Woslav. Woslaw. Woslaw? No, it's Woslav. It's Father Abbot and Brother Prior who make things hard. Voislav. Thank you, Tutu. There's that Slavic tongue kicking in. How so? I shouldn't complain. They just like their food a certain way, and I'm not that good at cooking it. I'm sure Brother Voslav, or Voislav. Yeah, Brother Voislav. Okay, got you. We'll teach you well sometime. Brother Adok complains about his food too, but he complains to Brother Voislav. What does Brother Adok know about food anyway? He's from Cornwall. If there's anything true about Britain, it's that Cornish people suck. You heard it here first. I'm fucking... You gotta love the Cornish. They're our only allies against the rest of the UK. And they hate us. Who can blame them? I don't even know where that is. It's a land to the west across the sea where all they eat is fish. Not wrong! Not wrong, although you got to appreciate a good pasty. Sounds miserable, but that's always what he complains about, the fish. He just likes to complain, I think, yet also a very British thing. Don't lose heart, brother Lucas, you're still learning. Thanks. See you later, Andreas. Until later. I like Lucas. He's a good egg. Into the cellar! This must be Voislav, yeah. Oh my god, look at him. The sideburns, the bald head. Oh, he looks good. Morning, Andreas. How's living with the Gertners? It's great. They're a lovely family. Modesty and kindness. Clara is a good woman, and she looks after Big George and Eva like they were her own. Oh, yeah, so she's a stepmother to them, technically, so Peter must have remarried. They're both almost fully grown. True. I suppose it's less what they need looking after, more that she cares to. Little Ursula is in good hands. I fucking love Ursula. I really have a soft spot for children, you know. I just care instinctively the moment I see them. I'm like, I want to protect you and make you have a good life, even if it is out of my control. Anyway, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in Tassing tomorrow. Until then. Okay. The cellar... In fact, I didn't really take time to appreciate how well stocked this cellar is. Let's have a look. So they've got turnips. They've also got plenty of baskets. Hanging dried meats. I mean, meats already are enough to tell you how well off the Abbey is. Garlic cloves, onions, cheese wheels, lettuce, onions. I wonder how much of this is from the garden they have here and how much of it is purchased elsewhere. Oh wow, the garden's very well stocked. Are those kennels? These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever isn't eaten will be pickled. Yeah, they're well prepared. I wonder what recipes the brother have for peas. Probably quite a few. You can do a lot with peas. This is the Abbott house. Oh! Is it a good boy? Mirabilis! Mirabilis! Oh, who's a good boy? Hello, Mirabilis. Oh. Loads of animals that we can pet. You love to see it. Lower Abbey. Okay, we don't want to go over there yet. Gurnall, or Gurno. He just greets us with Andreas. This is Prior Ferrick. God bless you, Andreas. So this is the guy whose house we broke into and saw that vulva? No, no, no. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Well, here we are. Oh, this is an interesting piece of art. A Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. What's the significance of a Dance of Death exactly? The same thing on both sides. So it looks like lots of people are just dancing with death. And it's pretty indiscriminate. You can see nobles, soldiers, children, women, nobles, farmers. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. I always wish... Oh, rather, the one thing I do wish that people got out of hearing memento mori was memento vivere as well, which is just a little addendum. Just remember, you will live. Oh, so this is the guest house. Mikolos, hello. God be with you, Andreas. Thank you. God be with you. It was a nice little guest house. Sorry, why am I sniffing so much? That's the Abbott house. Okay, so they're doing some work down here. You can see there's carpentry tools, wood, logs. The horses are in the stables. I'm going to quickly go for a run back to the town because we've got the money for the taxes now. So let's see if we can run all the way back and pay them. A shrine to St. Mort. I don't think we're going to be screwed over here by taking the time to explore and do this run. Concubine. Nice. Past the church and Druckers. Oh, you can see that the problem with the sheep has cleared up now. God be with you, Andreas. Yeah, we can just run past. No problems whatsoever. Excellent. Okay, the problem with the sheep hasn't resolved itself yet. But we can still do what we need to do. He's got sheep in his smithy. That's brilliant. Into the Gertner house, and let's give Clara the money. Hello, Andreas. I have something for you. Oh? This should be enough to pay my rent and the tax you owe the Abbey. Andreas! This is far more than your rent payment. We can't accept this. Please, Clara, it's the least I can do. You and Peter have been such generous hosts. But Andreas, how did you even find so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare for yourself? Excellent. I want to say this. I convinced Brother Matthias to pay me a bit early. I wanted to be sure you could pay your taxes in time. I want to be honest with these people. They deserve honesty. Let's not keep secrets. You don't know what this means to us. I'm happy to help, Clara. It's the Christian thing to do. You're a good man, Andreas. Thank you. I'll let you move on with your day. God bless you. Until later. Yeah, but this is what it's all about. It's all about helping each other, coming together, and making the world a better place for one another as we go through. Okay, so we've done this now. It's still hour 6 prime, so the current day, I'm assuming. We've handled the Gerner taxes. That's taken care of. Okay, now if we go here, we can see that we've got our abilities piling up. Italy and Nuremberg. Okay, probably more to come in the future, because there's still space. Excellent. I'm just going to go through just to get rid of the notifications, but rest assured there is no shortage of, well, discoveries to be made. The character sheet. The character sheet is gorgeous. Really gorgeous. We'll be going over it in more detail again in the near future. But for now, we've still just got some adventuring and running around to do, some errands to run, some discoveries to make. Can we run past here? Yes, we can. Can't run past Father Thomas. Instead of going towards the Abbey, I'm going to go down to the forest, because now that the forest is open, I want to know what's down here. Most of this felling is for the Abbey's renovations and firewood. The town can only gather sticks. Oh, so the town isn't allowed to actually gather wood for themselves. What's over here? Smokey's home. Who's Smokey? Well, this is Smokey. Oh, Master Mailer? He doesn't know us. Yes. We met once before, I think. You were drawing something by the waterfall. What is a waterfall? Oh yeah, there's a whole forest to explore. Duh. I'm Smokey. Well, Adam, but people call me Smokey. Oh, he's a charcoal burner. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Have to stay out here in the forest near the kiln. Makes a lot of sense. You've got to maintain it, and people don't want their homes to be smoked up. Nope, just being friendly. Yeah, but just saying hello, dude. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master. Yeah, I just want to say hello to the guy. He seems like a good egg. Voxlov. I cannot guess where... Well, I mean, this person's clearly not local. Yeah. I'm staying in Tassing only briefly. A traveller? Is Smokey a friend of yours? No, I mean, I didn't know him before coming to Tassing, but he's let me stay with him, so yes, I suppose he is. People don't much like Romani. Most folk despise anything that's different. I like staying on the edge of town. Wise. I search to find whatever is different. It's the differences in an artist's style that makes their work unique. Different is merely different, not better or worse. I like that. Not to most folk. I haven't seen you too often. Do you live here? I'm only visiting Tassing as well. My name is Andreas. Andreas Mailer. Oh, you're the artist staying up at the Abbey. It's nice to meet you. Most folk in Tassing don't come down here to talk. Right. I'm Voxlov, a travelling tinker. Oh, he's a tinkerer? What? Wait, whoa, he's a tinkerer. What? I travel from place to place, sharpen knives, mend small things that need mending, that sort of thing. What brought you to Tassing? I came to visit Kearsol's library. So the library has come up a couple times now. And we did find that secret passage to it. Maybe we can sneak this guy in for some reason. I don't know why we would, but maybe there's a possibility. I'd hoped for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot wouldn't let me in. That's not my kind of thing. Ooh, why is that symbol there? Oh, it's because we're a bookworm, so this gives us access to new dialogue. It's a great shame that Kearsol hides its books away from the town. Everyone should have access to knowledge. We are alike in that regard, Master Mailer. What were you looking for? Oh yeah, anything specific? I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them. They exist with him since the dawn of time. I mean, I know what my stance is. But the idea of challenging the creation myth of Christianity in this time period would have been a death sentence. Not only that, but it explains the presence of the angels and demons before the creation of the world. Of the 5 elements, angels are fire and air, and demons water and earth. And the world was ether before the Lord formed it. That's why Satan appeared as a snake to Eve. Snakes can only dwell in deep caves and pools. I think we need to mention him. I am well aware, Master Mailer. He knows the risks. Nevertheless, I thank you for your concern. Anyway, I should get back to work. Yeah, so we made a friend, a good egg, with ideas, but ideas are not always welcome in this world, so we've got to watch out. Also, this is the Shrine of Satya. It's a beautiful carving. Look at that. Very Roman. Like, even the Copernicus. It kind of looks like it could have some Greek influence with a mixture between Aphrodite and Dionysus. It's very festive, but it still has that hunting feel to it. It's cool. I like it. What's the name of the Roman god of hunting? It's not Romulus and Remus. They're the brothers. The Wolf brothers. But, oh, I can't remember. I'm not going to pretend to know. Rotten and full of bugs. No wonder Otto hasn't split it up. Okay, so Otto is the lumberjack. Old Otto. Good to see you, Andreas. Oh, he's fishing. Fishing down by the waterfall. Lovely location. The waterfall must flow down from the snow melt in the mountains above the abbey. This water must be freezing, but my god, could you imagine how good it would feel to swim in there? Little ducks. Oh, and we got the old salt mine. Okay. Tassing's old salt mine. How the town made money before the Imperial Road opened up. What's the Imperial Road? Is that the main road that connects all the routes of the Empire? The Via Imperii. The Imperial Road links Venice in the south with Stettin on the Baltic Sea in the north. It passes through Verona, Innsbruck, Nuremberg, and many other cities along the way. It also brings thousands of travellers to Tassing and Kearsall every year. Artemisia is the... Oh, okay, so Artemis. Again, just the Roman version of Artemis. Got ya. Artemisia. Artemisia. It's a good name. Okay, so we've been out. We've explored the forest. We've found the major landmarks. Behold the town of Tassing. This is the setting for our story. That is 100% a Roman aqueduct in the background. And lots of little things that we've discovered so far are going to add to that. Oh, we can even go down to them. Awesome. Roman ruins. What do we have here? A child's drawings. I wonder who the artist is. A child. Can we get into the aqueduct? Collapse. This must have allowed access. Yeah. Makes sense. Back up to the mill. Lenhart. Morning, you're the Gertner's boarder, aren't you? How could you tell? You've the sallow look of a man who doesn't see the sun much. Not the most pleasant way of greeting us. Quite unlike the Gertners. Oh, I don't like either of these dialogue options, but to be honest, I don't really like how he's speaking to us either, so... A little dignity wouldn't hurt them. They bleat like sheep when times get hard. Only Eva's got a backbone. I don't like this guy. How is she, by the way? She's fine. Why? I'm only curious. She used to bring their barley to me, but Peter insists on delivering it now. Oh, you were wrong. For Romans, that was Diana. Ooh, interesting. Haven't heard of Diana before. A shame. She'd shown some curiosity about the mill. I'd hoped to foster that. Is there something special about it? She's the only windmill in Bavaria. Did you know? Well, I didn't know that. Constructed in exacting detail from Dutch specifications. The gem of the Alps. And none of the incurious dolts here can appreciate it. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's the peasants who are the problem. I should be going until later. Until then, Mela. Yeah, Lenhart. Fuck you, dude. You don't strike me as a good fella. What a curious mill. The wind turns the sails and the power of the grinding stone. Yes. Paul. Who's Paul? Hello. Paul, right? I don't think we've talked before. I'm Andreas. I'm staying with the Gertners. Oh, but you're not a farmer. Why are you living with the farmers? They're letting me board with them while I work in the Abbey scriptorium. You're a monk? No. I'm an artist. Yeah. Oh, like you do drawings? Drawing, painting, calligraphy. If it goes in the book, I can put it in there. Oh, is that how you get money? What? The Abbey pays me, of course. Art is a job, just like being a miller is a job. But it's also a calling. I didn't... My dad says drawing's stupid. It's not worth anything. Do you like to draw, Paul? Yes! Look at how quickly that response came, and it's so excitable. You can see that there's splatter of the ink on the speech box. Almost like he couldn't wait to throw it out there and write it, so it made a bit of a mess. Paul's clearly enthusiastic about it, more than anything, but I have to do it where Dad can't see. He gets mad. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, but if it means a lot to you, maybe he doesn't know. I want to encourage the kid, yeah. He absolutely should. Can I tell you a secret? Nothing on this earth would please me more, young Master Mailer. Sometimes I draw on the ruins, in the meadow, where Dad can't see. The Romans would have... Oh, wait. Let's ask him what he draws. We'd love the comment about the Romans, but that's not how you talk to a kid. Cats, mum, I don't know, stuff. I probably shouldn't be talking to you. Dad won't like it. You're probably right. I'll go. Until later, Paul. And hey, keep drawing, alright? I will. Bye. The kids in this game are killing me. Another good boy! Pet Storb. Pet Storb. Oh my god. Is that a greyhound? Or what would have passed for a greyhound at this point in history? Glass windows. Elsa. Good morning. She doesn't know us yet. Forgive me, I've forgotten your name. Andreas Mailer, Master Artist. Pleasure to meet you, Elsa. Oh, a master at such a young age. That's impressive. Yeah, we're not... No, indeed so. Fuck off. We're not a master yet. What is that like? Hard work, but it pays off in the end. To live a dream. You can. You have the right, just like anyone. To do what? I have my family to care for. Lenhart. Paul, my sweet. She clearly loves Paul. That's sweet. The mill. I apologise, we didn't even get properly introduced. Yes, Elsa Mullerin. Yes, that's me. I heard Clara and Eva had an artist boarding with them. That must be very exciting. They've treated me well. Perhaps Eva more than Clara, Oh, I only meant living on a farm among townspeople. Isn't it very lively? Only when ill Peter wakes in the night and can't find the chamber pot. Oh no, we're not... I think that's funny and charming, but I don't think she'd respond well, so we'll be cordial. But have you not travelled much? Artists go on a wander hare, yes? There must be many differences in the way people live. The people in Florence were very cultured, for certain. It has such history. Even now, Florence has a lot of culture. The main thing I know about Florence is the city event where all the districts get into a giant brawl in full kitted out medieval armour and weapons. It's great. Nice, so much out there. Yeah, the world's... Even back then, the world was equal parts tiny but massive. But I have to take care of my darling Paul. He's so shy. I pray the Lord may someday bless us with a daughter. Yeah, again, you can see that splatter when Lenhart shouts. How it's just blurted onto the page abruptly and harshly. Have you finished with your... Gaggle? Gabble? Gabble, yeah. There's work that needs doing. I'm sorry, I have to get to my labours. Of course. I apologise if I've bothered you until later, Mistress Mullerin. Until then. Okay, cool. So, we've met a lot of people now. And there's still more. Carl. He just says hello. Helena just, again, says hello. Until just says hello. So this is just another group of farmers that live on the outskirts. It's a surprisingly big town. With a lot going on in it. And now that we've taken the time to explore it and get our bearings and meet all the faces that will be relevant to the story, we, well, have an adventure ahead of us. I love it. I mean, the art style is great. The way the characters are brought to life through, well, the script in its different forms and how it's presented in measure with what is said, I think this game is an unappreciated stroke of genius. I'm so glad I chose to just forget as much as possible about this game to experience it fresh like this. It's making it far more compelling for me. Oh, wait. There is one last thing. Let's have a quick look. Okay, we've got more things to clear. Yep. And the glossary... Worms. Prosperous Imperial Free City, yeah, that's to be expected. There was something else in the cemetery, which I just saw on the map. If we go down here... to the animal pens, yes, this will be the last place. And potentially have another set of animals to pet. Which is what matters more than anything. Oh no, it's an abattoir. Okay, well yeah, you're gonna have to slaughter and eat the animals at the end of the day. Good day, Andreas. Volk Bear. Okay, so this is another brother. And he's currently cleaning out the pig dens. Oh, and this is a smithy. Ooh, what's this? Pilgrim Badges of St. Moritz. Hendris makes these, the smith. Cool. It's actually quite a nice little pin. Okay, now we head to the scriptorium. Let's go, baby. Guy. Good day, Andres. Oh, okay, so these are the other people that work in the scriptorium with us. How is your morning going, brother guy? It's fine. More contracts for the abbot. Which would you rather be making? Contracts or manuscripts? I honestly don't care, Andreas. Alright. Edgy. As long as the abbot is impressed, he could have me write the first chapter of Genesis until Judgment Day. Does the abbot's opinion mean that much to you? The abbots and the priors both. You're lucky. When you're done with this, you're going home. I'm never going to see Burgundy again. I need to make the best of the next 40 years. Then I'll leave you to it. That's actually quite interesting. A monk who clearly doesn't want to be a monk and knows they're stuck here. God bless you, Andreas. Thank you, Brother Adolf. How are you feeling today? Ormill? Ormill? I am well. Okay. Well done, my son. It is early. I will give you a harder one later. What's the language? I look forward to all of your anagram. Oh, it's an anagram! Ormill. I am well. I'll be looking forward to your anagram, Brother Adolf. Literal nut? Until then. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to have to see if I can figure any of them out before we skip through the dialogue in the future. Andreas, God bless you. So good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. Oh, this is Brother Piero, yeah. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. It means a storm's coming. Lots of people talking about a storm coming. Big George can smell it. Adok can feel it in his bones aching. Big George Gertner says that if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Yep, that's very true. Brother Adok has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Why are you going to be throwing attacks at Brother Adok? Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elisha outside of Bethel. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Adok? I am comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord in his ineffable wisdom may choose to strike down. I think we'll just let them get on with it. This is clearly a common thing if they're this aggy with each other. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Ferink is not overseeing us today? He was here, but then he heard Lorenz Rothvogel had arrived, and he hurried out like a little mouse. Ferink is so desperate to impress the abbots and the nobles like Rothvogel. It's pathetic. Didn't Didn't Brother Guy just say that all he cares about is impressing the abbot and the prior? You feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior only to speak about them like this behind their backs. It's shameful. Oh no, Baron Rothvogel, his manuscript. Oh shit, yeah, Piero is working on it. I just realised that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course that's why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about patrons' visits. I don't like Guy. I kind of want to just ignore him. Andreas, Baron Rothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. Kearsau is already out of favour. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferink isn't here, I'm going to work on my masterpiece until he arrives. That's a really good spot, Tutu. Brother Piero is left-handed. Now, left-handedness was a sign of devilry at this time, so I'm surprised it hasn't been corrected. It's a very good detail, that. It's a very good detail. Fantastic spot on your part, Tutu. Oh, that's right. I need to reference the Indermore manuscript. What's Indermore? Oh, never mind. I can look at the glossary later. Zidane. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The Indermore manuscript. Oh, here we go. A prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy and Austria. Oh, and there's the Book of Hours, a type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers for the Divine Office in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Yeah, people with excessive wealth commissioning excessive items. I'd be exactly the same. But I also feel like everyone should be free to just get their own fun stuff. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? Could I just get the book? What do you mean? What does she mean? I mean, did you sleep alone? Or... Why do you want to know? It would be nice to have something to think about during divine reading. Is this nun hitting on us? Lectio Divinia is the thoughtful reading of and meditation on Scripture. The practice leads to prayer and contemplation. It is a daily part of life in Benedictine communities. Have you considered the Lord? You really are a cloud on a sunny day, Andreas. Could I just get the book? Oh. That's all that way upstairs. Can't you get by without it? I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work. Really, my feet hurt, and the stairs are so steep. I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. Illuminata. Oh, another one of the notes. So Zdena is also very unhappy. Sister Illuminata! Andreas needs a book and he's being inappropriate with me. I hope the brothers have our back. Yeah, rightfully looking shocked. Illuminata, Andreas. Sister Illuminata, I'd like to borrow the Indermore manuscript. I'm just going to... I overheard. Good, good. We're in the clear. Please return it promptly. Okay, so they're in the library and they hand us the books that we need to copy. Okay, cool. I'm not going to lie. That's insane to see. Like, the amount of separation they try and enforce between them. Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming? Of course, your opinion is always welcome. Let's get into... Oh, so this is our masterpiece. Okay, I'm quickly gonna shrink myself down in the right just so we can see myself proper. Since Piero's talking down here. Look at the colours. The blue and yellow is striking. I particularly like this plant that's coming up on the border of this right-hand side of the page. The shading as well with the shadow cast by each one. That does look incredible. Yes, the composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in the arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colours is also quite nice. Rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene. It's high praise. And he is right, yellow and blue is a really nice colour scheme to have going together with the tinge of green to highlight it. I do wonder what it's going to look like when this is all coloured in. I'm particularly fond of the contrasting blues. It doesn't feel right, I don't know why. It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work. Ooh! Ooh, that's a bit spicy. What do you mean? It's all my work. My son, you're copying the illustration from the Indermore manuscript almost exactly. That's a wild thing to call us out on out of nowhere. So, what's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it? Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful, but I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents. It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter. Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it, even Father Gurno. What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted. But it is not the way November is. Oh, he looks so sad about it as well. I love that message. Art is an illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth. This game really doesn't need to go this deep on the representation of art and how it impacts storytelling. It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth. Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Brother Piero is incredible. Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk. I trust him, and his advice is incredible. There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time. Does that make you sad? I admit I am still fond of the old style of lettering and illumination, but even in my youth I knew it could not last. The creation of books, of art, is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in doing so, be brought to truth. That's really interesting. So here we get to the crux of the times. Is it better for people to be able to read and have an educated populace, or is it ignorance truly bliss? And is it better for people if they can't read? I think the people in power would prefer it if people were illiterate and subdued, because then they're more obedient. They just do what they need to do without thought. However, I think there's always going to be a place for artists. Always. And stuff like this, while it is out of time, it should be there. We'll say Brother Guy as well. Why not? Let's not be a complete dick. The guy is doing his thing. It's kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life and am happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I am ready. So Brother Piero is ready to pass on. And he's ready to leave his traditions behind in the process. Ooh, a bit of time passing. Okay. So this is one of the 8 prayer hours. Adoc's got the principal walk. You know, a head teacher in a school with a bad back and an abnormally large ass. Where has the time gone? It is already terse? Yeah, terse. 9 AM. Jesus, only 9 AM. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honouring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. So this is the time we get to spend working on our masterpiece while the monks are currently off praying. Oh! Prior Ferric. Oh, he's got the Volve. So what's the Volver doing for him? Something to do with the book? Oh! Illuminata. What's going on in there? Was she not praying? Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint on the floor. But then Prior Ferring came in, wrote in one of his books and slammed it closed and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut. Prior Ferring should know better than that. Yeah, they're treating them like delicate treasures. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. They would be, actually, because they've been around for so long. I fully agree. Delicate or not, all books should be treated with the utmost care. Many contain precious wisdom that can aid even the unenlightened in growing closer to God. They should be protected and cared for, which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries at Cologne, Fulda and Mainz? No, it's not. Not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait, what's all the fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Ferring so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and father abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid enough to help the abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Oh, we have to sacrifice working on our manuscripts? Well, no, we'll help out. It gives us information. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where shall I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for, find them, and return them to me. The first books are 2 volumes of the Aeneid. What is that? The Aeneid, a poetic... Oh, wait, the Aeneid. No, the Aeneid? Oh, you know, Troy. The Tale of Achilles. Or is it not? Oh, no, it's Aeneas. It's Aeneas. Oh, my God, his name's Aeneas. Aeneas, everyone's favourite Greek hero. I'm thinking of the Iliad, but this is the story of Aeneas. Far more important to history. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches? Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favourites. He keeps them on my desk. They are not his to keep. Back to the library they go. Oh, look at this! What's the story? There's a fair amount of wear on these. I hope you don't mind. These volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favourite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Oh look, she's stepping into it to tell us the story. And matching the pose, I love it. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover, Dido. We're stepping in too, very nice. Do you think Aenus's sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. True, but that doesn't... Wait, well, surely it's not that... Let's not tell a woman what being a woman's like. You're right, of course. True, but that doesn't... Kind of like that. In the City of Ladies, Christine de Pizan defended women of all classes by showing their value to society. An admirable effort, but even if we do exactly as we are told, we are portrayed as vehicles of sin. Temptresses and seducers by virtue of our sex, even when men are the aggressors. Yeah, a sad reality of a lot of these old stories. Even in the Abbey, we must travel in pairs lest we tempt the brothers or others. Yeah. And here in these pages, Virgil casts Dido that Aenus is seduced. Oh, Virgil casts Dido as Aenus's seducer, though it was the gods that thrust her into his arms. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry for men. Now, the books, if you please. That's a fucking remarkable bit of dialogue to include in what I imagine is a fairly throwaway moment of the story. Thank you. Next, Wretched Garin. This is a printed copy, green cover, diamond pattern. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Adoc was reading it. Okay, let's help him out. Back in. Oh, again, more beautiful artwork. The beauty of this book truly bellies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. What's going on in it? I can't read the language that's going on here, but I'm very curious to hear what it is. We don't. It belongs to Amadeo Rusco of Lugano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the Abbey has received 3 letters about it. I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. Oh, Illuminata looks pretty cross. Pretty cross. What's the tale here? Matching pose. Nice. Hand on hip, baby. Serve. Yas, sister. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part. In the end, Garin learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not hussy adventures. What's the harm? I suppose you're right, it's better. Let's agree with it. It makes her happy. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Gee, the fact that this idea of corruption being able to seep into the soul from anywhere at any given time is outrageously tiring. It's exhausting to have to be on edge all the time. That's something you do. Even something as innocuous as enjoying a story or some content could lead to your eternal downfall and torture and hellfire. I'm getting tongue-tied even just thinking about it. It's so outrageous. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes. But books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? I mean, is it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas. You must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a fourth letter? I understand. I'd hate to loan a book and never get it back. It would be like losing a limb. Well, perhaps a small limb, or my little finger. You can tell we really love books with the way we talk about them. Regardless of the size and importance of the body part in question, I understand and appreciate it. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of their joy, but to return Amadea Rusco's property. I love this character. Illuminata the Librarian is a very well-written nun. A Benedictine nun, no less. There is only one book left. Then you will be freed from bondage. Sad. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. I believe Brother Guy was reading it. Oh, it's over here. Now that I think about it, Guy has always been guarded about this book. Like he was hiding it. Very good, please bring it here. What is this anyway? I love the script. Maybe I should have learned French at some point. Oh, it's a French book. Okay. Oh, so if we chose to go and learn French as a language, for instance, we would have actually been in a position where we could understand this. That's cool as hell. I really like that. Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Why won't you tell me what this book is? I'm sorry, but I love books too much to let this go without knowing what this is. Curiosity can be a dangerous thing, Andreas, especially in a place like this. They're really alluding to the tension present in these times. And it's such a good thought exercise to put yourself in this position coming from the modern world where we have the freedom to explore various thoughts. Not all thoughts, but it's getting there, and one day it will reach that point. Ah! Come on. Why is this not working? Hello, people? Am I back? We back. Excellent. Is my camera still not working? Yeah. Oh, it's getting... Nah, we're getting it. We're getting it. This should fix it. Yeah, there we go. Haven't gone any further. We stopped because I saw that we disconnected this time, so didn't miss a thing. But we're talking about the book that was ordered to be burned by 3 French bishops, and the author burned at the stake as well. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. A dialogue between 2 concepts. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? Oh, look at this. 200 years ago. Jesus Christ, it's in the 1300s. Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. I can sympathise with him. That's fine, but Father Matthias is gone. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gurno learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows it's here. I do. So do Mother Cecilia and Father Gurno. I don't want the book to be destroyed. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? read it and become a French heretic. Do not say that. This is interesting, so we're asking her to lie for us if we do it. Okay, so we've actually got loads of things in our favour here for this persuasion. So, yeah, we will be allowed to take it away. She's actually trusting us. So now we have this heretical book. Will she tell us about the Baron? She will. He mentioned finding a copy of Historia Tesai. He said it had some scandalous details in it. He also mentioned that Father Matthias had a copy and was looking to verify its contents. Do you know anything about the book? I have heard of it, but I have never read it and I know little about its contents. The subject is broad, but I believe the book deals specifically with the Roman occupation of this land. What about that could have upset Father Matthias so much? I can't claim any deep insights into the former abbot's mind. I understand him to be a virtuous and charitable man, sometimes to a fault. It is not always best when an abbot considers himself a friend to his brothers instead of their shepherd. Do you prefer Father Gurno to Father Matthias? That's not relevant. Could something in the book have led Father Matthias to a crisis of virtue? Virtue is only found in crisis. Without it, virtues are little more than ideals. Oh, that line is... Ooh. Oh, that line goes hard. That line goes unbelievably hard. So perhaps there is merit in that idea. Well, I must be off the mess. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. Oh, we found the secret entrance! I suppose you'll be leaving via the crypt. I don't know why you were poking around down there like a grave robber, but that entrance isn't for you. One of the lords of the old keep must have had it built to escape in times of siege. It allows the sisters to access the library without distracting the brothers. Please do not abuse this knowledge. Maybe I could abuse it a little. No, absolutely not. Of course not, sister. Thank you. I appreciate your discretion. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. So wrong. Okay. So, a few discoveries have happened. That's the bell for Sext. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. I should see if Otto is still around and wants to eat with me. I think he's working by the guest house below the abbey. That would explain the tools we saw. But now, before we go to there, the time has come for us to actually call it a day for today's stream. We'll be continuing with this story as we go forward because it is absolutely banging. Quite slow-paced as you've seen so far, but I'd like to think everyone that's come along to hang out with us as we're going through this can see the appeal and can feel that same level of excitement I'm currently experiencing upon returning to this journey. It's going to be something we're playing for a while. I don't know how long, but we're here for it. We're fully here for it. And to make the last point you said there, Tutu, clear. Having Forbidden Tomes has definitely never led to anything bad, but let's not forget that our Andreas studied occultism in university. Purely academically, of course. Purely academically. So it makes a lot of sense, actually, I think, for Andreas' character that he'd find this forbidden book, which has a debate between love and reason, admittedly in a language we can't understand, which I hope we can change. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see what things await us. But we'll be continuing more of the journey tomorrow. But in the meantime, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this journey with us, me lovers. and I'll be looking forward to seeing you guys in the future. But now, if you'll forgive me, I need to go shave the rest of my head because I can't keep this hairdo going forward. As fun as it was to do as a nice little surprise for today's stream, let's go shave our head, get out of the monk mindset. We'll get on some proper clothes, some comfortable socks, instead of the robes that I have donned. And yeah, I love the lot of you. Mwah. Fare thee well. Take care. And remember, forbidden tomes are spicy. Ta-ta. And goodbye.